Tonight we are looking at Galaxy Next Generation. The intention of this video is to look at how this one has moved in the past 5 days, give my personal opinions on what we have seen, and then a look at what we could potentially see going forwards. Of course, we're taking a brief look at some of the short interests around the stock, we're looking at some of the most important and most recent news that we have been seeing, and all that kind of stuff. Again, all of the predictions and opinions that I am giving are nothing but that, they are only my personal opinion, and obviously not financial advice. I know I say this at the start of every single video, but it's for my safety and your safety, so please do make sure to do your own research and of course formulate your own opinions, because again, I could be correct, I may be incorrect, it's just what I personally think. But yeah, if you may enjoy it, do make sure to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button as well. And again, if you want to join us on our Discord, it is completely free. The link to our free Discord is down in the description, so yeah, feel free to get yourself over there. But let's jump into this one, looking at how this one has been moving in the past 5 days initially, and then moving on to some of the information which you may want to hear. So if we do have a quick look on the more detailed Yahoo Finance charts, we can see basically not a lot of action at all over the past week, and this has been the case for quite a significant amount of time. We had this initial pump in price for Galaxy stock, and then unfortunately it did sell off after those earnings, which people were highly anticipating being very good. Now unfortunately it wasn't apparently enough to keep investors interested apparently. Perhaps people were buying this one on the hype and of course selling the news. That does make sense, and if people want to do that, that is completely fine I suppose. But what we are seeing now actually is a bit of a pickup in the share price for Galaxy, which is fantastic. So things are starting to look bright again. If we look at how we started to move from around the state here, if we can get a date on it, if it will allow me to. So again, from around the 30th of the 3rd, which was last month, we can see we started to see a little bit of green on the charts, and it just slowly but surely started to pick itself up more recently. And this is fantastic. Now, if we look a bit more closely, you can see down here a bit more of the volatility and what we have been seeing on a day-to-day basis. So the volume for Friday was on 20.12 million. And again, average volume for the stock, looking at what we can see, is pretty decent, to be honest. If we can get some volume figures, if it will allow me to, we can see up here volume of about 13 million, 38 million down here, 54 million down here. Even at these highs, these very highs, 85 million in volume. And when it doesn't move by too much, it goes down to about 65 million, 33, 27, 16. So again, that just gives you a bit of a perspective on how things move in a volume based manner. Now more recently, volume recently picked up. We can see this first day here with a green candle. We saw about volume of 16 million, so not too high, but it was still in the green. Followed by a day of volume of only 14 million, but again quite a big push up from that candlestick even though it was red. We can see the day after that we saw a volume of 24, followed by volume of 33, then on to 24 again, back down to 13, and on Friday a bigger volume of 20 million. So again, volume is quite hot for this one. It has been much higher in the past, don't get me wrong, but on Friday at least we did see quite a lot of volume pass into this stock. Now if we're looking at how this one has been moving recently, we are seeing a bit of difficulty getting past the 3-cent range. You can see that on the past 2 or 3 days back here, if I can highlight it right now, you can see on these days here, we actually did touch it and even pass it by a little bit, but again we didn't really get much past that, and we did actually come back down the following day. So unfortunately we're having a bit of difficulty passing past that 3-cent range. We are not far off it now, we're on about 2.5 cents, but we just can't seem to break past that 3-cent range and stay there. Now I definitely think this one does have that potential to break past it and hopefully stay there for some time very soon. I would like to see that happen in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I would love to see that happen, and hopefully we can see this one start to climb again. I've spoken about the fundamentals many a time on Galaxy. I did this in a bit more detail in the last video, but personally guys, I personally believe that the fundamentals are very, very decent. We're going to look at some news about the company in just a moment, but yeah, I do think that the fundamentals aren't that bad. Again, if we're looking over here to Fintel, we can see that apparently on Fintel, short volume ratio for the stock is right now 57%, so quite high. You can see the short volume is about 10.3 million, so again that is quite a large number, and then again market volume is about 8 15 million. So again, quite a lot there as well. So a lot is going on in regards to short interest for the stock. Again, 57% is relatively high. I'm not too sure whether this one is going to short squeeze. I personally wouldn't say it is. A lot of people, as soon as they see high short volume ratio, talk about squeezes. Again, squeezes only work if there is enough, volume in this one and enough volatility and enough people basically interested in causing that squeeze. At the moment, I just don't think that is the case, so I am not going to say that a short squeeze is going to happen with Gaxy. Again, I may be completely wrong. I hope that I am. I hope it does rocket, but that's just my personal thoughts based on what we are seeing. Anyway, a little bit of a talk about the share structure for this one. Market cap of the company is apparently 71 million, which isn't that bad. Authorized shares are about 4 billion. Outstanding shares are about 2.8 billion of those, and again, restricted is 194 million, with unrestricted being about 2.666 billion. So again, quite a large number of shares outstanding. Absolutely not the worst that we are seeing from OTC. Again, if you do watch our videos on OTC stocks quite often, you will know we have seen some stocks with very high outstanding shares, and this is not the worst that we have seen in a long time. So there you go. It is still quite a large number, but obviously it's not the worst. Again, if that was a bit lower, I think we would be in a slightly better position, but I don't think it's too big of an issue anyway at the current moment. So that is what we are seeing currently. Now, one thing which I really want to focus on a lot in these Gaxy videos is their actual website. So again, this is apparently called irdirect.net/Gaxy press releases. So yeah, we can see quite a few important press releases. Now, this goes back all the way to 2013 apparently, and it basically gives us a bit of an update of some of the most recent news for Gaxy. Now, a lot of this we have spoken about in the past, and I am going to just mention it again briefly because it just reinstates the views that I have of Gaxy being a potentially solid company for the future. So I would assume that you do know this by now, but Gaxy is obviously an online education company. That is their main forte. That is what they specialize in, education, and I think the way that they do it is very unique. I think the way they will be doing it going forward still does have a place in the world post-COVID. So people were talking about lockdowns and perhaps children, or at least people who are looking to get educated, using this a lot more because of lockdowns. I think that is the case. I think that's fine, but I also do believe it's a case that for things like homework and also interactive learning, perhaps activities in the classroom which happen on computers, I think children will still have a place to use Gaxy Next Generation. Again, perhaps it may not be to the extent which they are using it now, but I still do believe there is a lot of room for this company to grow. Right, so as I was saying, a few important things for me down here. First things first, back on the 9th of March, apparently Gaxy Next Generation blows away company single day record with nearly $1 million in new purchase orders, again in one day. So again, that is insane. Again, this does not happen every day. Obviously, they're not making $1 million a day, but nearly $1 million in a day is no small amount, especially for a company like Gaxy. And it just shows that this company is going in the right direction. We can have a quick look at some more information here and some of the schools which they are working with. We have this Australian school down here, and they are working with them within a major contract. We have the Gaxy school, this school down here in St. John's, which is in Florida, which is again another big contract, which is fantastic. They have received $200,000 in new purchase orders from Thompson School in Colorado. So again, that is very good as well. And again, we just see more and more of these contracts down here. They're awarded a 5-year contract down here from an independent school district in Texas. So you can see a lot of schools starting to pick this one up. Some of these are coming from March, some of these are coming from February, but it is all still in the Q1, and it is still important. Again, some of this is coming into Q2 now, that is April, but things are still moving in a really great way for Gaxy. I think, you know what, fantastic. Again, we've seen so many important pieces of information, and if you were to just take a moment or two to read through their website and their information under their news and events, you can see a lot of good stuff which I am interested in. So I think revenue for this company is going to be absolutely fantastic this year. I think if we are seeing great revenue figures for Q1 and also the rest of the year for Q2, 3, 4, and obviously for the whole year, I think we'll be in a great position for Gaxy stock. I think at that point we could see the stock really start to pick up traction as people do notice Gaxy for the company that it is. I personally do really like this company, and I do see it as having some long-term potential. So, would I buy Galaxy right now? Honestly, guys, I would buy Galaxy right now. I think it is very cheap for what it is. I've said this before. If you're looking for Galaxy, one, it's an OTC stock. Two, is literally 2 cents. It is ever so cheap. It is really, really, really cheap. So it does have a lot of potential to, perhaps not do as well as expected. And it is going to be a risky stock nevertheless. But overall, looking at what I can see from the company, I personally am happy with where they are. I think they do have a lot of potential going forwards to see this company expand and do really well. Again, that's only my personal thoughts and opinions, so please give me yours down below. I would love to hear what you have to say. Again, if I did miss anything out, do help me in the comment section by telling me what it is. I'll see you again very soon. Goodbye until the next one.